Nice one, cool dudes. It is a blisteringly hot day at the end of May in 2025, one of the hottest springs on record, and I'm about to do a walk around Pyecombe. Where's Pyecombe? It's here on the map. And why am I doing this walk? Well, I found this book in a second-hand bookshop, Cheeky Walks in Brighton and Sussex, and this is a 6-miler revisiting sites that were hit by the plague. So fingers crossed, I end up surviving today's walk. There's only one thing I have to say. Good luck, everyone, especially me. This is a 12th century church in Pyecombe. Looks very nice. The early impressions are that this walk has not aged well. You have to cross an awful A road with cars going both ways. Terrifying. A lovely spring scene. Lambs grazing in the fields. The first shoots of crops bursting through the soil. A handsome bald man lapping up the sun with his milky white skin. Don't make me sick. Oh no, I haven't seen you for a while. Sunglasses, Marek. I'm doing this walk on a Sunday, cool dudes, and the question of the day is Sunday related. Traditionally, my family would always have Sunday roasts, which I hated growing up, but I don't mind now. But what is your favourite Sunday lunch? So what roast would you pick? I would probably pick... I like stuffing, so I don't know. Maybe even Christmas dinner is probably my favourite lunch because of all the trimmings. And my mum does, well, pigs in blankets, meat stuffing, and also creamy leeks, which are a lot nicer than they sound. So what is your favourite roast, and what are your favourite parts of the dish? Also roast potatoes in goose fat. Please write yours below, cool dudes. I look forward to reading them. Just thinking about Sunday lunch has brought back some traumatic memories. My mum wouldn't let us leave the table until we'd cleaned the plate. And this was a big problem for me because I hated Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, and she would just put the food back in the microwave and reheat it until it was like this slop that I had to finish. Gross. My tactic to get rid of Brussels sprouts was to sneak them into a tissue in my pocket, then ask to be excused and flush them down the toilet. Did you have any tactics like this? Also right below. Nice one. Views of Brighton down there, cool dudes, and that thing in the distance you might be able to see, it's the I360, a viewing platform, and on a clear day you can see all the way to Kent. Just down here is the Chattri, which is a memorial built to commemorate the Sikh and Hindu soldiers who served in the First World War and died in Brighton Pavilion. Many of you viewers will be looking at me thinking, there's something quite special about him today. And you're right. I'm wearing my zip-off trousers for the first time this year in zipped-off mode. There's a certain point in your life where you face the decision about wearing zip-off trousers. My friend in London saw me in walking clothes one day and said, the great thing about you is that you don't care what you look like. I think I realised then that I'd crossed the line. Zip off trousers is definitely the moment there's not really any coming back from. Sorry to interrupt the walk call, dudes. This is future Marek. And if current Marek hadn't been so obsessed with talking about zip off trousers, I wouldn't have to do this. Basically, what happened was, I was here on the walk and the book said to double back on yourself. As there's no map, I took this like a normal person would, which meant just double back on yourself from the Chattri Monument back to where you were. And then I carried on the walk. What I should have done is double back on myself about half a mile, although this wasn't explained well in the book, and do a completely different walk. So what you're watching now is the gradual realization that I'm doing the wrong walk. Please enjoy with the knowledge that the current route you're watching doesn't have. Alright, see you later, cool dudes. If you are doing this walk, I think I'm doing the right directions. It's probably better to download the route. I'll put a link below rather than just rely on an old book which doesn't have a map in it. The route has definitely changed since this book was written, and now I'm walking by the A23 wondering how to get back. Nice one. It certainly is a cheeky walk. Finally found the way across. The moral of the story is, cool dudes, always have a backup map, because I would have been screwed there because this book is out of date. I use Outdoor Active as my app. A link to that below if you want to get 10% discount, but there are lots of other ones you can use. I'm very sweaty because I may have taken a slightly wrong route, so I'm going on a completely different walk to the cheeky walk. Very hot. Look at the size of that bull. Terrifying. But I've not seen any of the windmills that they mentioned along route, which is pretty worrying. I can just see the white windmill over there, cool dudes, and it turns out around here should have gone back up this way and not round this way. So I've added about 2 miles on to the walk probably. Finally, nearly at the BP garage where the walk started. I've gone on a much worse walk, but I've learnt my lesson. Always plot the route before leaving. Coming to the end of the walk now, cool dudes. If you'd like to see me go on more walks where I don't actually go on a walk but get lost and go on a much worse walk, you can join the Coolest Walking Club by just going to this YouTube page, clicking this link, choosing what tier you want to join, and in return you get to use these emojis. You get to watch all these extra videos and you get entered into the prize draw. Thank you very much to everyone who's joined. The pub. Nice one, cool dudes. I'm at the Plough Pub. That walk was 7.6 miles, 3 hours and 34 minutes. I don't know how to describe it or whether that video was even worth watching, but I've learned a lot of lessons about myself and how to conduct my walking in the future. There's only one thing I have to say. That's right. Stay cool. What a stupid moron. But at least I saw this lovely memorial, and you could have this framed original gouache masterpiece. It took me over a day to paint this. Currently on eBay, starting price £12. It's worth at least £12.50. So please get bidding. Alright, cool dudes, the Keyring Gallery is coming up shortly. Also, I've got some cards I made. They got printed too darkly, so they're going to be better than this, and they should be available in the shop soon. If you're desperate for more Marek content, there's also a Patreon you can sign up to for a 7-day trial, and that's got vlogs and sort of non-walking things on there. Apologies, I'm always trying to make money out of this, but that's the way it is. All right, cool dudes, it is time for the prize draw. Currently there are 760 of you cool dudes supporting me on YouTube, and it's time to say, random number generator, generate me number. Generate 345. And the 345th longest serving member, who's been a member for 22 months, is Mike K. Mike, if you can email me at calldueswalkingdub@gmail.com, then I will send you the wonderful prize, which this week is these postcards by Rather Good Art, a keyring I've made, badges, stickers, cards, a map of Britain, and a spotter's handbook. What a wonderful prize. Thanks everyone for watching. Here are your key rings. One thing left to say. Stay cool.